my god, she's back and she's video blogging! Yes, that's right, I'm not dead! Woohoo! So, yes, I'm back and I'm video blogging, and I know it's been forever and a day since I've posted a video, and for the record, I didn't leave the country, I'm not dead, nothing happened, well, something did happen, but everyone's fine, family, friends, everything's good, and yeah, I didn't take that advice of the one video blogger or commenter who said I should do society a favor and go drown myself in a puddle. So I know I haven't posted anything really for a long, long while since the St. Gervais fight for it that I posted from my show. That really wasn't a blog, it was a bunch of kids running around with swords and awesome choreography thanks to our director. I had to throw that in there. But, yeah. So, I'm sure kind of you are wondering, since none of the previous things listed happened to me, why I haven't been vlogging, and I can show you. This is why I haven't been vlogging. This lovely, big, blue plaster creation, which is really plexiglass. I don't know what the guy said it was, but it's a big blue cast that's on my foot. This is why I haven't been vlogging. And it's actually a pretty funny story as to how I got that cast, because it's one of those moments and one of those things that probably only I could manage to do. So, for starters, I was in a show. As you could see from the St. Gervais fight for it, which was only 3/4 of the way finished when I filmed that, we had only learned, like, there were four parts to it. We'd only learned the third part to it, and we finished it the next weekend. That was 3 weekends of 6-hour intensive rehearsals. However, there were slightly more technical fights, and some, I don't want to call them stunts, because they really weren't, like, stunt work, but stunts that we did in the big final fight between D'Artagnan and the no, not D'Artagnan, the big final fight that we had between D'Artagnan and Milady and Rochefort, who were the two villains in the show. So, we were running our final fight, we'd all learned it, we were running it all, and the final scene of our show was Milady charges at D'Artagnan with her dagger, and D'Artagnan gets pulled away by, Planchet and Constance, who were two other characters in the show, obviously, and they pull him away. She goes head over heels over a cliff into the river, which was really over the edge of the stage into the orchestra pit, but we won't say that, it's the magic of theater. So, we ran that a few times. I was perfectly comfortable falling into the orchestra pit. We had a ton of foam and stuff in there that was really, we're like, okay, it seems pretty safe, because even the director fell in there a few times and was like, yeah, this is fine. So, we ran it a few times. Go to run it another time, and this was, we were running the show. It wasn't opening night, we were still sort of, I don't want to call it tech, but yeah, it was kind of a full run of the show. I run at D'Artagnan, charge at him, trip, fall into the pit like I'm supposed to, but instead of going, I don't even know how I managed it, I usually would hit on my side, and that was fine. I turned, and all I could think of was falling face first into this foam. So I tried to turn myself as quickly as I could back to land on my back so I would just have the wind knocked out of me when I hit. Well, it must have been the way I turned or how I did it. I more so hit on my side, and instead of my butt hitting first like I had intended, my foot hit first. And also, my foot hit the about 5 to maybe 10 inches we had of the pit that had no padding in it, because there was just a spot right by the stage that we couldn't pad, because the chunks were really awkward sizes and shapes, so we just kind of organized them the best we could. My foot smacked that right there, and the rest is kind of history, because it was all I remember. I started shaking like a leaf, and then the day after, see, we didn't go to the doctor right after it happened, no, we waited to the next day, because no one thought it was that bad. And it turned out I snapped 3 metatarsals completely. They broke and they moved in all awkward directions. And I broke another bone right above the metatarsals, but that didn't move at all. It just sort of cracked in half and was fine. But let's just say I've never broken a bone in my life. And my first break, I did it so well that I ended up having to go into surgery. And I now have 3 metal pins and, well, yeah. Now, so currently, and after surgery, I had 3 metal pins and 21 stitches in my foot holding it together. It is not fun, and my foot still hurt. Here's the fun part of these surgeries, which is, you get one cast. I had to wait a week. I had to wait a whole week before I could even go into surgery. So this was my first cast here, and I had everyone sign it in the show I was in. So this is cast number 1, alright? So this is when I got before surgery. Then I went 3 weeks with the stitches in my foot and the pins in my foot, and they cut that one off for surgery and put another one on. This is half of the second one they put on my foot. They cut this one off last Friday and took my stitches out. So then currently, they put this one on my foot that Friday and left the pins in my foot. And then in 4 more weeks, I go back. They're going to literally pull the pins out of my foot. I don't really want to know how they're going to do it, because according to the doctor, he's just going to unbend them and yank them out, and I won't feel anything. Hard to believe, but yeah. Cut that off, pull that out, and then, after all of that, we're getting another cast! Or a boot. It depends on how good my bones have healed. So everyone cross your fingers, because the day I get the pins pulled out is the day I go to Florida. And I really don't want to go to Florida in a cast, because something about Disney World and a cast isn't fun. Bad enough I have to get pushed around in a wheelchair. Just, Still off my foot for another 4 weeks, so I'm gonna try and do some videos or something. I can finally start, like, maneuvering around with it better now. It doesn't hurt as bad as it did at first. So, I'm going to attempt to do some videos. I'm going to attempt to do stuff. It might be a lot of sitting, and they might not be as crazy and necessarily creative as they usually are, but yeah, I'm going to try. We don't know what we can do until we try, right? So, yeah. Don't really know much more to say here. No, I'm wrong. I do have one more thing to say to you guys. Burning Up Tour. Some of you guys have been asking me if I'm going to be going, what shows I'm going to be going to, blah, 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 blah. Don't really know right now. I will most likely be at the Hershey show. So, if you want to look for me there, I will probably be there. Push Play, I don't know about summer tour dates quite yet. It depends on my job and when I can get off and how broke I am this summer. So, yeah, so those of you asking me if I'm going to be going to any Jonas events / Push Play events / any other kind of event, if I haven't emailed you back about it, that's my answer right now. So, I'll update or email you back if I get more information coming in, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll have more stuff soon. I'm sorry, this really sucks, but I can't do much on a broken foot. So, peace, guys. I'll see you later. I'll update as soon as possible, and that's about it. So, bye! Explain to me why the weather hates me? Because it was sunny up until 10 minutes ago when I decided to film, and then clouds rolled in, and then they start cutting trees down across the street from me, and then my dog starts barking, and a cat ran under my car and got into a fight with another cat who was apparently under my car too. And then the phone started ringing, and my mother called. Now I don't know why all of this is happening. I can't just shoot a video in peace!